So I will be working in the medical field, specifically selling medical equipment to hospitals and clinics. And my company is a Japanese company, but it's famous for its success in foreign countries also, including developing countries. One of the most unique things about me was, although I lived in foreign countries, unlike a lot of Japanese people, I lived in developing countries. And then through that experience, I realized that I've had experience seeing a lot of people and a lot of diseases that doesn't exist in Japan. And compared to that, Japan's medical industry is very developed and innovated. So I thought, maybe I can, as I am Japanese, I can connect Japan and these developing countries, because I've seen with my own eyes how the world is in terms of disease and and in the medical field. I think 4 countries. So when I was born, I lived in Indonesia, and then I went to Vanuatu in the Pacific, and then I lived in Maldives, and then I lived in Zambia in Africa. I would want to try living in other countries. Yeah, I want to experience. And since I've lived in developing countries, I also want to help developing countries, but at the same time, I would want to experience living in developed countries such as Europe or America, as to just experience it and see kind of the difference. And I think that seeing the difference and that experience, I think it will also help me in my job. Yes, there was a lot of difference. First of all, ANU, it's more specific to Asia Pacific. Especially it was the first time to learn about the Pacific area and the Pacific Islands. So there was a lot of information and a lot of countries that I didn't know, islands that I didn't know at all. So I was more used to learning in the Japanese environment. So a lot of students don't talk or show their opinion. But in ANU courses or BAPA courses, a lot of students it was shocking for me to see so many opinions and so many voices of different students talking. It pushed me to think it's not wrong to speak up and say an opinion. So that was very different. I think I became more confident in speaking up my own opinion or raising my voice compared to my first and second year. For Australian teachers, a lot of them mention stress that there's no right answer, and you can just say anything, you can say your opinion, as long as there's evidence. And a lot of ANU teachers mentioned that, so it kind of motivated me to try harder. I realized that there's no right or wrong answer, it's just how you see the world, and I think that gives an effect on a lot of people, not only yourself, but it changes a lot of other people's perspective, as well as other people's opinions change my perspective. The Ritsumeikan program and the program that ANU gives is very different. At the beginning I thought, why do I have to take such a different, a wide range of course? I think it helped me more in connecting between those different courses, and I picked up different concepts from different studies, and I integrated them in my last thesis. So I think integrating those different things that I learned from different courses is, I think, a very good and very positive thing about the dual degree program. There were so many. It was my first time to be a leader of something, and it was first so hard to get to stress the rules to a lot of the students. But I think the good thing about being the first batch of the RM is we also don't know what to do, and the students, the residents, also don't know. It was more of communicating with other residents, we think it's this, what do you guys think in terms to make this dorm better? my experience living in the dorm. I've learned the importance of respecting each other, like not only their time but respecting their ideas and their way of thinking. And I think I began to more be cautious of what others think and how I should act and how I should present so that others feel comfortable. And respecting that, I think, respecting other people too, that was was an insight for me. For those high school students watching this video, so my advice for you guys is that make sure you work hard during your high school life. And I'm sure that the work that you've done in high school will pay off in your university life. Of course, you have to work hard, but also make sure you play with your friends and have fun, so you will not regret your high school life, and there will be a great life waiting ahead of you. Best of luck!